Nearly 2 years ago, the Indian Army conducted surgical strikes on terror launch pads in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Now, while the country knew about the government's punitive action against Pakistan-based terror groups, this was the first time there is video proof of how this assault was mounted. 4 videos, 4 targets. We're breaking it down for you.
September 29, 2016, 6:15 a.m. A terror launch pad was struck. The bunker, situated well into Pakistani territory, was target number 1. Videos captured by unmanned aerial vehicles and thermal imaging cameras show the bunker completely destroyed. Another target hit, target number 2, destroyed in a precision strike by Indian Army's Special Forces at 6:13 a.m. before target number 1. Cameras mounted on the helmets of the soldiers captured the burning bunker in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Target number 3. Footage shows smoke billowing out of a bunker. Another launch pad shredded to pieces as an Indian Army mortar hits right on target. Footage from before the strike shows a group of men standing by the terror launch pad, some of whom appear to be Pakistan Army soldiers. Target number 4. Footage captured by India's forces shows movement of 5 terrorists. That was at 4:32 a.m. 4:38 a.m. Targets eliminated, multiple shots fired to take them out. Target number 4 was the first operation that was carried out. As many as 38 terrorists were killed in the operation, and 636 days later, the proof is out. This 8-minute-long video silencing all those who questioned if the strike ever took place at all. Bureau Report, WION.
In India, this operation has been turned into political football. Instead of getting caught in the petty politics of it, let's understand this operation. And tonight we have international experts who have no political stakes in this story and can weigh in on its significance. We are joined by Avital Leibovich. She's a former IDF spokesperson, also the current chief of AJC, with us from Jerusalem, and Glenn Carl, former American intelligence officer, with us from Boston. Good evening to both of you. Avital, let me begin with you. Lieutenant Colonel Avital, for the viewers. You've served in the Israeli Defense Forces. You've participated in sensitive operations. Tell us what it takes to enter enemy territory and neutralize the target with 0 collateral damage.
Well, that's quite a challenging, I would say. I think it takes very good intelligence and very precise munition, because the last thing you want to create is some kind of heavy collateral damage where many uninvolved civilians are actually targeted as well. We do have a huge challenge with this issue because some of the areas, for example, in Gaza, are densely populated. So I think Israel developed a series of munitions which are very, very accurate to this extent. However, this is not scientific, and things could go wrong, as they have in the past. And this is why in Israel, this is not a very popular tool, at least for the last couple of years.
Glenn, these operations are extremely sensitive and dangerous and not always successful and fraught with challenges, as Avital also pointed out. How do you see one in which up to 40 terrorists were killed inside enemy territory and there was no casualty on the Indian side?
Well, it's a dramatic success. It's a significant success and sent, in the diplomatic expression, a clear message to the Pakistanis. The Pakistanis, as Indians know better than almost anybody, engage in the policy of the weak, which is to support terrorism to disrupt and create trouble for their opponent, which is India over Kashmir, and in Afghanistan also. The options are to do nothing or to send a message, and India sent a clear message. Now here, as I mentioned earlier, the Pakistanis are caught with their pants down, figuratively, because they've lied about what has been going on, and here now they have the proof.
Avital, what does it do then to the morale of a soldier when you've conducted an operation like this, come back home successfully, and the people you are technically fighting for question your achievement and demand proof?
Well, the targets that were chosen in Israel are actually something Israel is calling or referring to as ticking bombs. In other words, if they would not be targeted, then those ticking bombs will target Israeli population, kindergartens, schools, civilian areas, and so on. This is why when soldiers and officers actually achieve this target, I think they should feel very proud, and this is usually a very patriotic feeling. At the end of the day, it's defending. It's really about defense of the people, defense of the country, and this is the essential pillar of being actually a soldier.
Is it normal then, Avital, for this kind of political questioning in countries like Israel, and is it normal for armies to release the video of such an operation within 2 years of it being conducted?
So it's really two questions. In Israel is a liberal democracy, and here too there were some organizations, NGOs, who appealed to the High Court of Justice, blaming this notion of targeted killing and in the name of protecting human rights and so on. And actually the High Court of Justice did rule on this topic and said very clearly in 2006 that since it's a ticking bomb, if it's a preventive measure, then by all means this is within accordance of the international law. As for publishing the evidence, I think it's critical, especially in today's world. The last thing you need is some kind of misinformation online that will cause rumors and create some misinformation that would then trickle down to the population and maybe have a negative impact. I think that, clips from drones and other aerial aircrafts, it's very easy to believe that this is accurate. It's not something you can forge. You can't bring a director from outside and direct this. I think the sooner this information is being transmitted out to the population, the better.
Glenn, your thoughts on whether or not this kind of evidence should be released, and the timing of this video is also significant. It is a reminder of what Pakistan harbors at a time when Pakistan is trying to mainstream terrorism by bringing Hafiz Saeed into the political fray. How do you think global powers view it?
Well, I agree with our colleague in Israel that it's essential to publicize the facts because, in particular, in recent years, truth is come under attack as well as democracies. So I think it's an important thing to do. It is politically explosive, to choose a word, in Pakistan, but then the Pakistanis have to deal with the issues of their decades-long state support for terrorism. There are only two states that come to mind that are recognized as active state supporters of terrorism, and that's Iran and Pakistan. I think Pakistan, frankly, is a dramatically larger user of that kind of policy. So in this instance, it's good to confront them with their statecraft, which consists of support for terrorists.
Right, I'm going to leave it at that. Avital Leibovich, Glenn Carl, thanks very much. Avital, you want to make a point?
I just want to make a point that there is another angle to publish in, and this is deterrence. In other words, if other terrorists are seeing what happened to their colleague, maybe they will think another time before committing the terror act. So it's also deterrence.
Fair point and well taken. Thanks very much, Avital Leibovich and Glenn Carl, for joining us and sharing your thoughts on this.